The enchanting mystery of Marie Laveau. New Orleans, a city like no other. It's a place where history whispers through the cobblestone streets, where jazz melodies drift through the humid air, and where the past and present dance in an eternal embrace. But beneath its lively parades and Creole charm, the city holds secrets, tales of spirits, magic, and a woman whose name still sends shivers down the spines of those who speak it. Marie Laveau, a name etched in legend, a woman feared, revered, and shrouded in mystery. Even today, more than 2 centuries after her death, people claim to feel her presence, to hear her voice in the wind, to see her shadow in the flickering candlelight of voodoo rituals. Was she truly a sorceress capable of bending reality? Or was she simply a master manipulator, a cunning woman who used the fears and desires of the people around her to shape her destiny? As we delve into the life of the voodoo queen of New Orleans, prepare to question everything you thought you knew about magic, faith, and power. The rise of a queen. The story of Marie Laveau begins in the early 19th century, a time when New Orleans was a melting pot of cultures, beliefs, and ambitions. Born in 1801, her lineage was a blend of African, French, and Creole heritage. Her father, Charles Laveau, was said to be a wealthy plantation owner, perhaps even a politician, while her mother, Marguerite, was rumored to be a practitioner of voodoo. The combination of privilege and mysticism would set the foundation for the legend that was to come. Marie's early life remains largely a mystery, cloaked in the same enigmatic aura that surrounded her as an adult. Some accounts say she was well educated, while others claim she was illiterate. But one thing is certain: she possessed an uncanny intelligence, a keen understanding of human nature, and an ability to command attention in any room she entered. In 1819, she married a man named Jacques Paris, a carpenter of Haitian descent. Their marriage was short-lived, as Jacques mysteriously disappeared in 1824. Marie, refusing to acknowledge abandonment, declared herself a widow, a title she would carry with pride for the rest of her life. Some whisper that she knew exactly what had happened to Jacques, that his fate had been sealed by forces beyond this world. But the truth remains buried with him. The secrets of a hairdresser. Following her husband's disappearance, Marie took on work as a hairdresser for the wealthiest women of New Orleans. This was no ordinary profession. It was a gateway into the intimate lives of the city's elite. As she styled their hair, they poured their secrets into her ears. Illicit affairs, hidden wealth, political plots. They saw her as a confidant, but she was much more than that. She was a sponge, absorbing every piece of valuable information, every whisper of scandal. With this knowledge, Marie Laveau gained influence. Some say she used blackmail to bend the powerful to her will. Others believe she simply knew how to manipulate information, weaving tales so carefully that no one dared cross her. But there was another element to her rise, one that transcended politics and wealth. Voodoo, the path to power. Voodoo in New Orleans. Voodoo had long been practiced in Louisiana, brought over by enslaved Africans who merged their traditional beliefs with Catholicism. The religion was misunderstood, feared, and often demonized by outsiders. But to its followers, it was a source of strength, a connection to the divine, a way to reclaim power in a world that sought to keep them oppressed. Marie Laveau did not create voodoo in New Orleans, but she perfected it. She studied under a man known only as Dr. John, a voodoo priest with a formidable reputation. From him, she learned the sacred rituals, the chants, the symbols. But she also learned how to present voodoo in a way that appealed to the masses. Unlike other practitioners who performed their rituals in secret, Marie brought voodoo into the open. She incorporated Catholic saints, holy water, and Christian prayers, making the practice more palatable to New Orleans' deeply religious population. Her ceremonies in Congo Square became legendary. Under the moonlight, she led crowds in rhythmic dances, invoking spirits, channeling energies that left witnesses in awe. Some swore they saw her levitate. Others claimed she could heal the sick with a touch. She carried a pet snake named Zombie, said to be imbued with supernatural power. But was it real magic? Or was it theater, an elaborate illusion crafted by a woman who understood the psychology of belief, a business of mysticism? Marie Laveau's voodoo services extended beyond ceremonies. She provided gris-gris bags, small pouches filled with herbs, bones, and other mysterious ingredients, each one said to bring luck, love, or protection. She read fortunes, offered guidance, and for those willing to pay the right price, cast spells that could alter destinies. One of the most infamous stories about her power involves a wealthy man whose son was facing a severe criminal charge. With no hope left, he turned to Marie, offering her a house in exchange for his son's freedom. She accepted and performed a ritual so intense it left even her followers in awe. She held scorching hot guinea peppers in her mouth for hours, invoking spirits through self-inflicted suffering. On the day of the trial, she snuck into the courthouse and placed the peppers beneath the judge's seat. Moments later, the judge dismissed the case. Coincidence? Or a testament to her abilities? Skeptics argue that Marie's power came not from spirits, but from her extensive network of spy servants who worked in wealthy households, feeding her information. Others believe she used intimidation, whispering threats of curses to ensure compliance. But regardless of the method, the result was the same. Marie Laveau became untouchable. Final thoughts: the Queen's Ascent. Marie Laveau was not merely a voodoo queen. She was a force of nature. She commanded respect from both the upper class and the marginalized, navigating society riddled with racial and social divides. Was she a genuine mystic, a fraud, or something in between? Perhaps the real magic of Marie Laveau was not in her rituals, but in her mastery of human perception. Marie Laveau's rise to power was not just about rituals and spirits. It was a masterclass in influence, perception, and strategy. With her vast network of informants and her ability to manipulate both believers and skeptics, she became one of the most formidable figures in New Orleans. But how much of her power was truly mystical, and how much was sheer cunning? That remains a mystery, even to this day. Her rituals, often held under the cover of night in the swamps or in the hidden corners of the city, drew both curiosity and fear. Some claimed to have seen her summon spirits, while others whispered that she simply played on people's superstitions. Regardless of the truth, the legend grew. Stories of miraculous healings, curses that struck down enemies, and fortunes that came true only added to her enigmatic aura. One of the most infamous tales of her abilities revolved around a high-profile criminal case. A wealthy man's son was accused of a terrible crime, and all evidence pointed to his guilt. Desperate, the father turned to Laveau, offering her a grand estate if she could secure his son's freedom. What followed was a ritual of pain and endurance. Marie Laveau held scorching hot guinea peppers in her mouth for hours, invoking the spirits for justice. On the day of the trial, she secretly placed those same peppers under the judge's seat. Mysteriously, the judge ruled in the young man's favor, setting him free. But was this divine intervention, or did Marie Laveau have other means of persuasion? Some believe she had discovered an incriminating secret about the judge and used it to her advantage. Her methods, whether supernatural or strategic, solidified her control over New Orleans. She was feared, respected, and sought after by people of all backgrounds: elite politicians, desperate lovers, criminals hoping for redemption. She became a beacon of hope for the marginalized and a symbol of power to those who underestimated her. But despite her fearsome reputation, reports of her kindness were just as abundant. She was said to have nursed the sick, aided the poor, and even taken in orphans. Upon her death in 1881, Marie Laveau's legend did not fade. Her grave, located in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1, became a site of pilgrimage. Visitors began marking her tomb with excess, believing that doing so would grant their wishes. This tradition persists even today, proving that the belief in her power has outlived her mortal existence. Her daughter, also named Marie Laveau, attempted to carry on her mother's legacy. However, while she may have inherited her mother's looks, she lacked the same warmth and charisma. Instead of being revered, she was feared operating in the shadows, running illicit gatherings, and allegedly using blackmail and seduction as weapons. While some say she drowned in a storm, others believe she simply faded into obscurity, unable to live up to her mother's unparalleled legend. Marie Laveau's story is one of duality of faith and manipulation, of power and benevolence. Was she truly a queen of voodoo, commanding spirits and shaping destinies? Or was she a brilliant strategist, using human nature to build an empire of influence? Either way, her presence still lingers in the heart of New Orleans, where gamblers whisper her name for luck, and seekers of fortune still visit her tomb in hope. The Queen of Voodoo may be gone, but her legend is immortal. Do you believe in supernatural, or do you think Marie Laveau's power was all a matter of perception and strategy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of mystery, legend, and history.